welcome into We Don't Give a Flip podcast where reselling is human and the flips never stop. I'm Bob, the Rock City Reseller. This is Amanda, Fiona's Finds. We're joined by Gulf Coast Pickers, Ryan and Christine, and this older gentleman that we found at the Walmart parking lot.
That could be Bob with a really bad tan.
This is me in 20 years, right here. We got the same barber, sir. I prefer the other one. Oh
I had somebody tell me I look like the Six Flags guy. If you guys remember that commercial.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. You look like the Six Flags guy. Oh,
well,
awesome,
hello.
Man. Well, welcome to the pod, man.
I'm super excited. I have not been on a podcast in a minute, other than like the one that I do on Whatnot. So this is awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna unpack that, and we want to hear all about you, though, man. We don't want to talk about our weekend reselling because that's boring. Nobody wants to hear me go on about the data. Nobody wants to hear how I made $4,000 in 3 days. They want to hear about how you made $5,000 in a week.
Oh man, I love the analytics. I love the data.
Oh, me too.
That's my nerd point that I don't show anybody.
Hell yeah, that's what I love about your videos.
Yeah, I'm like secretly really into numbers, but then I just act like a professional clown.
Does it make your beard hard?
Does it make your beard hard? Perfect.
So
tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into reselling.
So my name's Chris. Everyone calls me Flip, which works out really well for me because if you live anywhere in the world and someone goes, "Hey, Chris," 20 of us turn around. So now I don't even turn around. I only respond to Flip or Dad, which is awkward when someone screams Dad in public. But me and my wife got started in reselling probably around 2017. We were using it as a side hustle to build our pest control company. We would sell stuff on eBay in order to buy better equipment, get a better truck, get better rig, better chemicals, expand our stuff, and then we built a pretty nice company. And then during the pandemic, we were told that we were non-essential, so we technically couldn't do any work. We couldn't go into people's houses. But thrift stores were still open, so we were like, "Hey, let's just double down on this so we can stay afloat." And it started taking off. We started doing like the tech and sport method, 40 a day, 40 a day, 40 a day, 40 a day. Got 2 20 by 30 storage units just completely packed to the gills with inventory. And when we were able to go back to reselling or to pest control, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'd rather do this reselling because this is fun. This is like treasure hunting every day.
Yeah.
So we eventually sold all our contacts to another pest control company and went full in on this. And then we were full time on eBay, no other platform. I've never been big into cross listing. And then we found Whatnot because of Harry Tornado. He was like, "Hey, I think you'd be really good at this. It's entertainment, which is really all you have going for you. Use my referral link and I'll get $100." And I was like, "Okay, Harry, talk to me." And we've been doing that full time for almost 3.5 years now.
Nice. How did you learn about reselling?
I got into reselling actually through I still call him my mentor, Walter Blake Knobloch. WBK is what I call him because I think one day we're gonna find out he's a serial killer. WBK.
B2K?
Yeah, it was by accident. Somehow the algorithm sent me a video of his where he was showing how you could make I think it was like $15,000 or $20,000 a year selling VCRs online. And this is like 2017 when nobody's watching VCRs anymore. So for whatever reason it was, I guess the way he delivered the video or the way he was if you're not doing this, you're an idiot. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. So I was like, tomorrow I'm going to a thrift store. I'm going to get a VCR. I'm going to record a video that I've never done before. I signed up, created a YouTube account. I was like, my first video is going to be showing that this guy's a scam artist. And then I'm going to call him out on social media, which I wasn't really big on. I don't know where all this came from. But I bought a VCR. I paid $7 for it. I listed it. When I woke up the next morning, it was sold for like 124 bucks.
Oh
So
wow.
I sent him a DM on Instagram, not thinking he would respond, and I was like, "Hey, I just want you to know I was going to ruin your life." But it turns out people buy VCRs, and
That's awesome.
we've been friends since, and that started me on my journey. Our first when we first started reselling, it was mostly electronics because of Walter Blake Knobloch.
Thank God it wasn't a Beanie Babies video.
Oh,
Yeah. If it was a Beanie Babies, you would have been in.
Yeah, I would
wouldn't
have been.
even
I
be
would have
here
called
having
my
this
mom.
conversation.
I would have called my mom and been like, "Hey, you know all those things you have in the attic? I need them."
My mom has.
That.
Her mom has like everyone.
Mom, you know you're a millionaire. You don't even know it.
The rares, man.
You got the one with all the flaws. I know it.
Yeah.
I know you have that Princess Diana in plastic still.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so that's how we got into it, and then eventually I just started again. My brain started saying, "Hey, not everybody." First of all, everybody would buy my stuff, and then they would borrow it, and then return it right before the return date ended.
Oh, I hate that.
So I know exactly what it was. I found like this really nice camera. It's the type of camcorder that like skateboarders use to like film. So it's got the handle on top and they can like roll behind the person and get it. I found one of those. I bought a battery off of Amazon, put it on there. It worked perfectly. I sold it for like 650 bucks. On day 28, they put in a return request.
Fuckers.
And it was automatically approved. And all of a sudden there was all that money missing from my account that I had already spent. And basically they just they rented it for 28 days for like a wedding or whatever they used it for. And then I was just out and I was like, no more electronics. So then we started looking at what people buy or have to have, and everybody's got to have clothes on and everybody wears shoes. So that's what we kind of fell into.
I'll just say thank God that people have to wear clothes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's I always say whenever we go like somewhere like a beach resort or something like that, it's always like the people that you don't want to see naked that are like trying to invite you to the nude beach. Yeah. They're like, "Hey, there's a special local only beach over here if you want, but there is one stipulation, man." It's like, I don't even want to see me naked.
I truly believe just because it zips does not mean that shit fits. Like people need to cover.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a 2-piece. That's a 10-piece. That's a 10-piece.
Yeah, and we've just been grinding ever since. That's our main thing. We go to the bins, we get a bunch of stuff, and we run a show, and we sell out every day. So every morning we start at zero. Every morning it starts at zero, no inventory. Got to find it.
Damn.
Let's talk about your
sell live from the sell live from the bins,
I think you used to, right?
Not anymore.
We did for the first like 2 3/4 years, and then they shut down our location and opened a mega one, and the mega one closes 2 times a day because then their infinite wisdom, Goodwill has decided that if they allow people to stay all day, they'll amass a bunch of stuff and then at the last moment decide they don't want to buy it. So what they do is every 3 hours they make us all check out, go put it in our car, and then come back in.
Oh.
So that way it's forcing people to buy.
Right.
They don't want you to reconsider your life choices.
Yeah, which if you live in Houston and you are, like to break into cars, I can tell you where there's a lot of stuff sitting in them.
Well, I guess that makes sense because the more you accumulate, the more you decide that you don't want potentially what you're going to buy. We have a local bins here. We're in Alabama, and you do not get a discounted rate unless you buy more than 25 pounds.
Oh, wow. 25, 50 here.
Which is a pain in the ass because it's a smaller bins to begin with. So the rotation is shit and the stuff that's in there. I mean, we do plush. I don't know if you know much about us, but we do plush. Yep. And so there's not a lot of plush people around us. So, but for us, it's feast or famine. So that's why we source a lot in Nashville.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Ours is 50 pounds and you get a discount. So the only reason that we're able to hit that usually is because shoes are considered clothing.
Oh, wow.
So we just get Western boots and like steel toe boots to kind of bring down weight so we can get that drop down. So that's what really saves us is the shoes.
Well, we're grabbing squishmallows that are like the size of Texas, literally, just to get 25. Just so that we can
Yeah.
I mean, we went a couple weeks ago, and it literally took $40 off our thing. I was like, Jesus.
And then we light them on fire.
Yeah.
Good. As long as you're lighting them on fire, it's worth it.
It's all good. It's all good. Chant to the plushie
Well,
gods.
we recently got a booth, so a lot of the times the shit just goes there because I don't want to ship it.
Yeah.
So I just stick it in a booth, and hopefully some little kid's like, I have to have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's perfect.
Just give
Quick
your,
offload.
give your parents hell
Yeah.
until they say yes.
Yes.
That's our model.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have the problem just waiting for your parents to buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's perfect.
So now I know that you said that you built your we'll call it an empire. The emperor. I'm the emperor, Chris.
That's perfect because he's so smart.
Exactly. So you built your empire by going live on the bins.
Yes.
And do you miss it? Do you miss that
Um,
flow, or do you prefer?
So yes and no. If any of the Flip the World Army is in the chat, they'll tell you that they miss it. I have them constantly. It's been 3.5 months now since we've switched to nighttime shows, but they'll still come in and be like, "Ugh, still doing nights." I like the nighttime shows because I can have music playing. I'm organized. I got my things on hangers. Everything's numbered, and I'm very analytical when it comes to that. I like chaos in my life, but not in my business. And the bins people like because you hear screaming, you hear kids yelling. Hey, what's going on? Oh, there's a fight starting. Oh, they're fighting over shoes, and then the element of never knowing what we're gonna find live right there. Like we found, I found a handgun, a loaded handgun in a purse or in a suitcase. While I was running the suitcase, I was like, man, something's rattling in here. And I unzipped it, and there's a little 1978 Derringer, fully loaded.
Jeez.
We found $1,500 in a pair of jeans. So like people liked that aspect. The manager loved it because we were bringing a lot of people would show up like, hey, I saw this on whatnot. The bins guy, oh, he's in the corner. The new location that closes every few hours, that the managers asked us, she's like, when are you going to start filming? When are you going to start going live here? And I'm like, how? You close. I get all this stuff, and if I get my stuff set up and I start running it, then you're going to make an announcement that I have to get in line. So
They should. I wonder if they would allow you to stay. But then again, I know I was watching one of your videos, and you say you're absolutely melting in there because of the temperature.
there's no AC in there. I mean, now we're starting to get into our cool weather, so it's really nice. But the other thing is if they allowed me to stay, it would only take like 2 days before somebody complained, and then it would be.
You could just go in the back door.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I would love, is to be able to film behind the wall. I'll still pay full price. I've never asked for a discount or let me dig early or anything. Just create a little space for me, which is funny because I was actually offered a position to go do what I do for Goodwill in Florida.
Wow.
But then Goodwill stopped selling on Whatnot.
Yeah.
Which is good because I wouldn't have done that.
That's good.
Yeah, I remember somebody, was it like Wisconsin Goodwill or Ohio or one of the northern places was doing it for a while. They quit. They stopped.
Yeah. So what happened was, so them and Salvation Army both started selling on Whatnot, and for whatever reason, Goodwill was getting the most just hecklers in their chat, like just horrible.
Well, we all know why.
And then I think they just pulled it. Salvation Army's still on there. They actually crush. I mean, they're crushing it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give them their props. They're crushing it on Whatnot.
They're not Greenville.
I didn't know.
Goodwill now does live selling on their own website. So
So Goodwill.com.
Yeah, they have their own Shop Goodwill. They're running live auctions on their own thing.
Do you have America's Thrift stores in Texas?
No, we don't have Savers anymore. Those closed down. We just have Texas Thrift, Salvation Army, Goodwill, and Thrift Family Center.
Well, for those of you that are watching that do source that America's Thrift store, I'm friendly with one of the managers here, and apparently they're no longer doing .com. It is now company-wide rollout that everything that comes to the store goes to the floor.
Oh
Wow.
man,
So
I
I
wish.
guess they're getting offline. It could maybe because they're charging too much, or it's just not, kind of like what you were saying about Goodwill. We've always called it Greedwill because it's all donated, and just it's just ridiculous what they charge for stuff. And if you're a parent who struggles, who has a child that comes home and says, "Mom, Sally has this, I want it," and you try to go thrift it, you might as well go buy it at the store at this point.
Yeah.
Because there's just no room to
Prices,
save
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
Take
the
us
price-
out of it completely. What about the parent that struggles or wants to save some money? They
Yeah.
For
can't.
sure.
Our
Yeah. So
Goodwill
one of the things that they'll tell you it's two different things, and if it is, then that's fine. The new mega bins that they're opening, the new model that they're doing here by closing down the smaller just locations, and they're opening these like campuses that also have their e-commerce built in. So like every day I'm at the bins, I can look through the gate and I see e-commerce taking photos and
Wow.
listing stuff. There's 36 bay doors for semis.
Wow.
The managers will swear that the bays that are for the bins
Are
are
separate.
raw, untouched.
Yeah.
And then they have their own e-commerce trucks that are unloading stuff that comes directly from the retail stores that has already been sorted for e-com. Whether that's just
Who
towing the
knows?
line or not, I
Right.
don't know. But because we find really awesome stuff, and I'm not gonna deny that. In the last
Yeah.
2 weeks, we found 3 Prada bags, a Louis Vuitton, and I mean, I get all this stuff authenticated. We've been finding really good stuff. So,
Yeah.
one day we found 24 Johnny Was shirts.
I saw that video you did with the Johnny
Yeah,
Was.
so we
That
find
was a
good
nice
stuff.
shirt.
We find good stuff, but it does when the bins are bad and you look across and you see e-com just busting it out.
Can't
It
help
does
but
kind of,
think differently.
yeah, it makes you want to like Braveheart just right across the floor.
Yeah, do it.
Yes.
Yes.
What were you saying?
I forgot. I don't know.
Something Goodwill.
Something
down
about yours.
Oh, our
your bin?
Goodwill down the street has freaking regular Nike shirts for $11.99. Like,
Ugh.
who is buying Nike shirts for $11.99? It's insane.
Yeah, nobody is. And then what happens? It'll sit there for 3 weeks. They'll do the discount color code, and then it'll end up on a truck and it'll be shipped to a bins location. It makes no. Their turnaround from the retail to the bins is really slow.
Yeah.
Well, and what's crazy too is sometimes, if you can look behind in the back where they sort the stuff, they've got mounds and mounds of shit. And
Yeah.
you're just like, you're holding on
Mountains.
to it for what?
Mhm.
For what? Just let it go.
Yeah, so our old bins location, they actually still have the lease there, and they just opened they're trying a new model at it. It's called the Clearance Center, which I thought you couldn't get any more clearance than the bins. But so the clearance store, we went to it just to see. Everything's on hangers. Nothing in the store is over $4.99.
Oh.
So they're trying that model to like making affordable, but everything on the rack is Walmart Target brand.
Yeah, George brand.
Yeah, it's George and a New Day, and you're not gonna find any even like you're not gonna find any like TJ Maxx brands. It's literally
Saddle
just,
bread.
yeah, it's just I don't think the business model is gonna work long, but they're trying, I guess.
Yeah. Now let's
What
talk
gave
about
you
that. Yeah, go ahead,
Go,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead.
What gave you the idea of going live from the bins? Was that your idea, or did you get that from someone else?
No. We were just buying everything, coming home and running shows. And then my wife was like, you should just go live from the bins and see if they kick us out. And so I was like, okay. And so I just went live and nothing happened. And so we just did that every day until finally someone came over and was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, we're just going live and showing everybody what we're finding and seeing if anybody's interested in buying it. And then we pay for it. And they're like, oh, okay. And then I had a manager like kind of push back on it, and then I just asked for her manager's email, and then I kind of went up the chain with Goodwill to the VP of operations here in Houston, and I just explained what I did. I sent him some links to my videos and just told him like everything I do, I never say anything bad about Goodwill. I'm always talking positive. I look at you guys as like the reason I'm successful is because of you, and without you I would have to. So I would love to do this. Again, I'm paying full price. I never ask for a discount. I'm out of everybody's way. I never film customers. I never film employees. I never film any of the bins. It's just a camera on me with your white wall, and I hold up items. And it took them about a week, but I got a press pass
Nice.
They issued me a press pass, and then I just started. Once we got that, I was like, game over.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We-
awesome.
Did other resellers in there, or did they not like you doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of people that don't like me, but that just comes with the territory of who I am. Yeah,
that's
there's
really
other
smart.
resellers in Houston that went live, that go live from the bins. Of course, we have Pam, who's EP Threads, who goes live from the bins in Minnesota, Wisconsin. It's the same thing. They might as well be the same state.
Might as well.
Whichever one of those, she goes live from the bins, and there's some other people that go live from the bins as well. The ones here in Houston, they did get shut down, and they built a great audience. Vintage Street World, they've built a great audience. They're friends of ours. We see them at the bins all the time. But yeah, so everybody pretty much got shut down except for us. So then that turned into like a
thing.
he's getting favoritism, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And, I gotta like show everybody I got a press pass. Like, well, how'd you get that? And I was like, oh, you don't even want to know. My knees still hurt.
I think it's smart if you're able to go live selling like that because it cuts down on the cost. You're not bringing stuff out that you may potentially not sell and lose money on.
Correct. And that was kind of how I sold it. That's kind of how I sold it in my emails. So I mean, I know how to be business when I have to be business. So when I was in the emails, I was explaining like, the more I'm able to do this and show product, the more I'm able to buy, which means the more money I'm going to spend. And we got to a point we were spending, $2,500 a week. We became the number one customer. So, we didn't get favoritism, but everybody knew who we were, and everybody knew that, like, why are they allowed to have 2 carts? Oh, well, because they fill both of them.
Yeah.
Right. So now that you're doing Whatnot solely, right?
Yes,
You're
100%.
not static listing.
No static listing. I don't do Facebook Marketplace. I don't do any eBay. I don't want to meet anybody at my house. I don't want to meet you.
Take your life into your hands and go meet someone on the corner.
Yeah, I don't. I don't even. I don't have yard sales. I don't have garage sales. I don't want. Yeah, we just do Whatnot. And then if for whatever reason my mouth gets me suspended, which it has a few times, I just sit out my suspension and pray that I get to come back.
Well, I enjoyed the unapologetic, Chris. So when I heard about you getting suspended for those 2 days, I think it was like 2 days or something.
Yeah, 2 days in January, 2 days in February. Yeah, it was a rough
someone
start.
was in your show, and I guess instead of swiping on, they decided to take offense. Why don't you talk about that?
So I'm one of those weird people. I call myself an 80s dad. I just, I'm just, my brain is stuck in a generation of how I was raised and just looking at the world and realizing that people can hurt you. Like if someone hits me, it's going to hurt. But like the way I was raised, like words are just words. Words only affect you if you allow them to. And so I try not to have any kind of censorship, and I'm all for anybody speaking about whatever they want to say, and I don't care. That's why when people come into my show, I have people that talk about one thing, people that talk about the other, that they don't get along, and I'm just like, hey, everyone's free to say whatever they want, but you can't make fun of skinny people. That's what I learned. No, I'm just kidding. 100%.
Luckily, you don't have that problem. Not for me, anyway.
100%. That's what it was. I held up a pair of 00 jeans, and I just made a comment about, I said, are these kids? And someone said, no, those are women's. And I said, and then I made a comment about anorexia or bulimia or something. I don't know. And apparently unfat people, that's what I call them now, don't have a sense of humor either.
Wow.
You don't do the body positive ones either. They're all fuckers.
So is that body negative then?
You don't have any fat on your bunny, and you're not funny. So that was 2 days. I learned my lesson. YouTube, don't you suspend this. Don't you
I
do
know.
it. But yeah, I mean, I grew up on In Living Color, Mad TV. So I don't look at what, if I'm doing like an Asian impersonation, I'm doing an impersonation. I'm not making fun of Asian people.
Right.
If I'm doing a Scottish impersonation, I'm doing a Scottish impersonation. So I just look at it differently because that's how I watched comedians do this growing up, and I was like, oh, I love this. I want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know. Nowadays
Yeah.
it's tricky.
I don't think people understand the difference between entertainment and, purposely calling somebody
Correct.
out and being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's no great. It's all blurred and it's ridiculous. You can't say
And
anything.
what I try to do a good job of, I think, at least I think, is I try to make me the punchline more than anyone else. Because I don't care, I'll talk like this. Hey, what you doing? Like, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I know I'm not gay, so it doesn't matter if I'm not making fun of gay people.
I just thought you were from Long Island.
Exactly.
I didn't think you were trying to be gay.
About So I try to just put the focus on me and then just kind of have a good time. Everyone. Usually, I don't know why everybody likes Barack Obama. My wife has opinions, and there's okay with that. I'm completely okay with that.
Oh my goodness.
I just like to have fun. I saw Whatnot as a way. So when I first got onto it, I was like, okay, it's an auction. I hold stuff up. I was very timid. I didn't know what was going on. And then I was like, wait, this is just entertainment. This is like Twitch, where I'm holding stuff up and selling it. Instead of selling, I was like, I'm just going to be an entertainer. I'm just going to do improv while I'm holding up stuff that I don't care about or know what it is. So that's why I have all these masks and costumes and I do all these accents. Is because I'm just trying to entertain you while I'm holding stuff up that I don't know what it is. Because I don't know anything about fashion. I've worn black t-shirts since I was 10 years old. So I just look at it as instead of a seller, I'm just an entertainer. And for 2 hours a night, I try to entertain people, and hopefully they'll pay me by buying my stuff.
So my wife is wanting to know. Go ahead, Amanda. Ask him.
Well, apparently I've had a few run-ins with the law.
Me too.
I know. I want to know what happened at the bins.
Yeah, the infamous bins arrest.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I wish
first
Sean was
person to
here.
get first person to get arrested live on Whatnot.
Well done, sir.
Yes. Yeah. I also was the first person to get a cease and desist from Whatnot for making their merch and selling it.
Oh, wow.
Because they wouldn't. I was like, you guys don't have any hats? I see people with hats. They're like, oh, we only made a select number and sent those out to certain people. And I was like, I'm gonna make some. And they're like, don't you do it? And I said, I kind of already did.
That's awesome.
Permission and forgiveness.
Yeah, that's exactly. And then I was like, hey, I tattooed the Whatnot logo on my palm live on Whatnot. And they're like, you're an idiot. And I was like, don't you love me? And they're like, you no longer have email correspondence with us. And I was like, So the incident. So basically what happens at I don't know if this is every bins, but in Houston, the bins open at 8 a.m. People will get there at 6 a.m. and just stand in line.
Oh, they put water bottles to save their lines at ours.
Oh, yeah. So they used to do that. And then this white dude with tattoos and a beard would just come up and kick them all out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why people don't like me.
St. Louis, they camp out.
Yeah. So I would, so they would be there. So we, for like a 2-week stretch, that's all we had, where we could get the kids dropped off and we would be first in line. So we would be sitting, so I'd be standing right there at the sliding glass doors. And then everybody would start, as soon as they see the manager coming to unlock the doors, they'd start pushing up against my back. Well, if you were at FlipCon and you got stuck in the elevator with me, I'm claustrophobic. So as soon as I see the manager coming, he doesn't take it off his lanyard. I hate it when people don't do that. He just kind of like leans down to like open, and it's one of those motion doors. So I'm like, as soon as he clicks that, it's going to open and everyone's going to trample him. And sure enough, the door opens. Everyone starts pushing before he moves. And so I just kind of stop him and I just like lean back like that, like if I was in a mosh pit and I was trying to get everybody to make the circle. And apparently I injured 3 elderly Hispanic women at the same time.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
talent.
That's skill.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying for 4, but 3 will do. No, didn't think of anything of it because everyone pushes all the time at the bins, all the time.
Yeah.
Elbows and biting and spitting. If you ever want to see what society really looks like, go to the nearest Goodwill bins and watch a new rotation. and then you can see where we are as far as a country. So nothing happened. We went digging. We did everything we usually do. I started my show at 11 o'clock. Around 1 o'clock, I see 3 police officers walk in, and I'm kind of like looking at it while I'm running stuff. I'm like, and then I see them go to the ladies, and I was like, and then I see them point in the corner, and I go, hey, I think I'm probably about to get arrested. Just leave this running. And then they come over off camera, like, excuse me, sir, can you step over here for a second? And I was like, here we go. And then they said that the reason they were there is they'd had complaints of assault, and I was like, it took 5 hours. 5 hours
for them to come up with that.
And they said, sir, just for everyone's safety, we're going to go ahead and restrain you. And I was like, am I being detained or am I being arrested? They're like, well, right now you're just being detained. It's not my first rodeo. So they put my hands up against the wall, did the whole pat down. They're basically making a big scene so it looks like they're doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, they escort me out, put me in the back of the car while they're taking statements, but they never asked for my statement. They never asked for the manager or my wife or anybody's statement. They just take the 3 Hispanic ladies' statements, or we'll just say ladies. That way people don't think that's a race issue. My wife's Hispanic, by the way.
Nice.
I'm sitting in the car, sweating really bad. I was like, man, it's gonna look like I peed my pants when they let me out of here, and then they're gonna laugh. They're gonna think I was scared. Like I'm not new to this. I'm thinking about how bad I look and how sweaty it is. And then they open the door and they're like, okay, well, there's no camera footage, there's no injuries. We can't do anything. I was like, I know you can't. Can you let me out so I can go finish my show? I'm just trying to sell clothes here. And so they let me out, and then of course, I was like, are we done? Everything. I got my paperwork and everything. The one officer is like, if you wanted to anonymously make a call to ICE, that's within your legal right. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. I just want to sell clothes to people.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
No, I need to close my mouth.
So
That's a
what?
shock.
The only reason I say that last part of the story is because like 4 months later, 2 white vans show up at the bins. Dudes pop out with vests on, and the whole bins clears out in 15 seconds.
Oh wow.
And I know everybody thinks it was me, but there's no way I would ever do that. So again, it's just funny the way that everything works. But anyway, they let me out. I ran back inside. I waved at the ladies because I just wanted to let them know like nothing happened. I was like, hi.
Right.
And then I went live. I went live for another like 2 hours and made another $700, and we called it a day.
Incredible.
I know, because I remember in your video you were trying to give your wife your wallet so you could pay for your stuff, and I was just like, I can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
Always hustling, even when the cuffs are on.
You're like, can I just give you my wallet? I need to pay for my shit.
Yeah. Also, it was a rookie cop. He was his first ride along, so he was like, "Sir, are the cuffs too tight?" And I was like, "She puts them on tighter at the house." And he's like, "What?" He didn't like any of my jokes.
Typical.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nearly as well. That's much more interesting than what happened to me. I would have been shitting my pants. Well, probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got arrested at the Alamo for fighting. So me and Ozzy are both banned from the Alamo. So like, I don't know. It's scary. Getting arrested sucks. And as I've gotten older and obviously more children, way too many. I try to keep the younger Chris in the back part of my brain and just remember like you have a reason to do good, be good, and not go to truck jail and stuff like that. So, but no, I think part of the reason that we're so successful on Whatnot is because my wife finds really good stuff, and then me, I try not to let a lot of stuff bother me and just focus on just entertaining and being fun. Because I don't know. I spent a lot of younger days being mean and mad and angry.
Does Stacy ever join you on Whatnot?
Not a chance in hell.
Oh, okay.
I think we've taken 2 pictures together this year.
Right.
She is not a camera person. She'll take a million pictures of everyone else, but she's a behind the scenes 100%.
I know you had a video recently come out about your daughter's birthday. what you offered her. You want to talk about that real quick? Because I think that was a genius idea, by the way.
Oh yeah. So when Emma for Emma's birthday, we asked her, do you want cash? Because she's reached that age now where she can just buy her own stuff. You want cash, or do you want us to take that amount of cash, go to the thrift store, buy stuff, run a show, and then give you the profit? And I was like, oh man, please just take the cash. Please just take the cash. But no, she got smart and she's like, no, go thrift stuff. And we made, I think she made like $600.
Damn,
Best
Best
birthday
birthday ever.
smart.
Yeah. I was like, this is horrible. I hope the other kids don't ask for this.
Like, this is genius parenting right
That's
here. It teaches a good lesson, I think.
Yeah, well,
Really does.
because I think it's what do people talk about? Would you rather have $1 million now or a penny today, and it doubles for the next 30 days? And most people just want that money up front, but yeah, I think she's seen that what we've done over the years, and they all, I know they're all paying attention. They're watching.
Yeah. I love the transparency of your videos too, how you break down the analytics and the numbers.
Yeah,
And
a lot of resellers hate that. You're giving away the secrets, dude.
Yep.
And
I think that there's room for a lot of people at the table, and because there's just so much. You've been to the bins a million times. There's just so much out there.
Yeah, so there are some days when I can I can tell Stacy's like will be a little like flustered because there's too many people. They're like, oh man, but I always I never worry about her. I know she's gonna find great stuff, and I know how we work. I know how we dig. I know how we operate versus what I see other people doing, and I'm just like, it could be full. There could be every reseller in Houston could be at the bins, and we're still going to come out on top. That's just how I believe in what we do and the stuff we're able to find.
Yeah, it's like we're the same person except less tattoos.
Yeah, kids, if you're listening, don't get them. It's stupid. This is
I
what
just
real
shaved
body
today, so
dysmorphia looks like.
So when you guys are sourcing at the bins, do you divide and conquer? Like, so you do clothes and shoes. Do you spread amongst the bins?
Yeah.
And are you the type to go when the bin comes out fresh, or do you wait for people to dig and then you go back through? How does that work?
So one of the things that really helps us out is we both have two completely different digging styles. Stacy is more of like the Tasmanian devil, where she'll just grab a bunch of stuff and throw it in a cart.
Nice.
Whereas I only pick stuff that I know I want.
Okay.
So it works out great because I'll be at the cart and then she'll bring her mountain, and then I'll go through it and pick out stuff. And then of course she'll bring stuff that she's like, hey, look that one up. It feels nice. And so now we've gotten to the point where we can feel like silk and linen, and we can feel fabric and material and know that we need to look it up versus like the Temu stuff that as soon as you feel it, oh, this is Sheen. 100% this is Sheen.
Yeah.
But no, I do not like getting in the new rotations. I think that
I hate it.
I think people see me and they think that I'm a target because they're like, oh, this big guy's, he's not going to do anything and they're right. I don't want any of that action. I don't like getting elbowed. I don't like large women rubbing their boobs on me. So I'll move because I'll just be like,
that's one of us. That's where we're different.
I'm always like, my wife's right there. What are you doing?
Oh, he loves it because then they bring him shit.
Yeah. So I only go into I'm like a vulture. I go and pick off the bones of the bins that everybody's gone through, and then find stuff that they didn't know about. Because most people, if you just sit back, I always tell people if they've never been to the bins, don't get in it. Just sit there and watch a rotation, and you can kind of figure out who the movers and shakers are and who's just chaos. But if you watch most of the people that dig, they're just top diggers. They're just digging off the top. They're not going to the bottom. Or you got the vintage kids that are just flippers. They just flip.
Yes.
They just flip.
Bin bros.
Oh, I hate those people.
The bin bros.
Yeah. So once the dust settles, we'll go in there and we'll pull out stuff and we'll come back with our shoulder coat. I'll have a pile on my shoulder and everybody's like, you just got that out of that? I'm like, yeah, we dig to the bottom.
You like that. You like to go in after them and be like, you missed this.
Yeah. The only time that I'll like have to get in a new rotation if it's like shoes or purses and we're kind of having like a low day, I know I got to get in there and just do like the claw because most of the bins here in Houston, it's a lot of Hispanics. They're like 5'7" and under, and so I can just go
Yeah, it's
Grab
the
it
same.
all.
It's the same here in Tennessee. They kind of come underneath me sometimes.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
They're yeah.
We
because
have
I'm 6'5", so I'm
we
not a
have
small person.
we have a
Oh
lot
my
of
goodness.
stand-ins at our bins, and I say that like they're not there to shop. They're
Yeah,
just
they
there
just
to,
stand there.
and it's like
I
get
call
the
them mouth
fuck
breathers.
out of my way.
Yeah. So that's another reason our store closes, because they didn't want people just hanging around.
Hmm.
They didn't
Yeah, they're
want
Yeah.
people just
they just
hanging
they
around.
bring them just to kind of
Just a statue in the way, and they're just
Yeah.
just just moving stuff or just
Yeah.
like
So I've learned over the years, there are people that have specific. Now they'll never admit to it, but there is people that have strategies at the bins.
oh for
So there's
sure.
some people that purposely don't shower, so you don't want to stand next to them. There are people that
Lord of
open
it.
mouth cough. They'll try an open mouth cough like on hands and stuff. Like when they're about to say go, you'll just have the same person every day go. It's just part of the thing to get people to move so they can grab an
Yeah.
item. And then there's people that work in packs. So we have like I call them rival gangs. We have two like rival picking gangs. They both sell at the flea market. There's 10 over here and there's 10 over here, and they'll just line up and they'll take up the whole line.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you just got to get to there first, or you just kind of
What a goal not to shower for days so you can score.
Yeah, I
Well, there's
always
plenty
I
of people
told,
in Tennessee that do that. Let me just tell you right now.
yeah. I told Stacy, I was
It's
like, you
rough.
know what I should do?
They
I
must
should
like and subscribe to that method because
I told Stacy what we should do is I have a bunch of friends from the music scene here in Houston. I was like, I should just one day be like, hey, I need like 50 of y'all to just come to the bins one day. You don't have to dig. I just want you to stand on the yellow line. That's
Yeah.
all I need you to do. Just make
Yeah.
a wall.
right.
Now
And then
you
I'll
do.
just move.
Now you do play guitar. I think I've seen some photos of you
Yes.
hammering that thing.
Yeah.
You've been playing since high school. Before that,
Yeah. So I was second chair trombone band. Thanks a lot, Dad. No. I was in band in middle school, and I was second chair trombone. I just couldn't beat that guy. He just was too good. And then I traded my trombone in for my first guitar, and it just I gave up sports. I gave up. I just was all in on heavy metal music, and um, yeah, just started playing with friends in garages, and then we started doing shows, and then we recorded, and then next thing you know, I'm in a van and 8 weeks touring the country, and then
That's awesome.
2 records, and then another tour, and then another record, and then and at the same time building a family that I'm like, hey, I can't keep doing this forever. There's no money, and I mean I'm having fun, but there's no money.
yeah.
Because it's the music we play is like hardcore heavy metal or hardcore punk rock. There's no money in that. It's all passion. Um, and I mean, we just put a record out during COVID, and now we only play like 4 or 5 times a year. Um, but yeah, still play guitar, still write angry music, still for whatever reason I'm an angry youth in my 40s.
Get angry with it. I love it.
Yeah,
So unapologetic.
yeah,
I love the messaging. I love everything about it.
yeah. I just
Awesome.
embrace who you are. That's it. You could
Yeah.
A lot of people spend a lot of their life trying to not be who they are, and just once you just say, hey man, this is who I am, I'm sorry, I love everyone, but this is who I am. I'm not
Yeah.
for everyone.
Now is Houston one of those places that stay weird type of place,
Oh,
or am I thinking somewhere else in Texas?
Austin, their logo,
Austin.
their slogan is keep it weird, but Austin
Yeah.
is so Texans call Austin the California of Texas
Okay.
because basically Tesla's there. Everybody from California has moved to Austin. They don't move to Houston. They don't move to Dallas. They move to Austin. So
Thanks
that's
a
like
lot, Elon.
yeah. So it's the Austin. Austin is the California of Texas. Houston. I compare Houston to like Philadelphia. It's a very grimy, hardworking, like just. It's a nice, huge, spread out city, but it's definitely grimy. It's just grimy. And I love it. I
That's
love
how
it.
Birmingham is.
Yeah,
Birmingham is grimy.
It's a blue collar, rough and tumble.
Oh, what's
type
up,
of-
Bins are
Apex?
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've told Jeff. Jeff's bought a lot of Star Wars figures and a whole lot of Carhartt from me.
So I got a question for you. Now, I don't do a lot of shopping on Whatnot for clothing. Do you get the fat sizes, or you just stick to branding?
Body positive.
Well, I'm fat, so I could say that.
Yes, we sell a lot of unskinny.
Unskinny,
We sell a lot
unskinny
of
bop.
unskinny. Honestly,
Bob.
we only sell that.
Okay, I was
We
just
if
curious.
our customer base is predominantly like size large and up, so we sell a lot of 3X, 4X, men's, women's.
There's big people in Houston.
I mean, there's big people everywhere. No,
Like I said, I'm 6'5", so it's hard to find a 3XLT. I'm just
so
gonna throw
you're
it
gonna
out there.
need like a 3X tall, like two T's, like tall.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. So it's hard to source on Whatnot for personal.
Yeah. If we sell smalls, we lot it, and we just have a size small lot, and we just put all bangers in there because it's selling them individually. We're not going to get anything, so we just be like, hey guys, if you sell size small or you are size small, you get all this, and we run bundles like that. As far as everything else, we'll run it individually.
So,
And we primarily sell women's clothing because women be shopping. Just statistically on Whatnot, women are shopping in the women's contemporary category.
yeah.
Men that shop on Whatnot are usually in coins, collectibles, sports memorabilia, and food.
Really?
So,
I like to eat.
yeah, I buy a lot of food on Whatnot.
Do you have any advice for someone like Ryan who's just trying to get in the game?
Oh, look at you finally here.
Ryan's just trying to break his teeth on the game.
You fell in a
I was gonna ask the same thing, Bob. That's funny. What is your advice for someone?
Yeah, you were on the
That's
same
so
link.
crazy.
Well, I missed
That was my
it.
next question. I was gonna ask.
Oh, you're gonna ask about? I was like,
What is your advice to someone trying to get on Whatnot? Start on Whatnot.
Well, I mean, if you're wearing a penis for a hat, that's a good start. Honestly, just be unapologetically, authentically you, and just tell people like, this is who I am. This is why I do this. This is how I pay for, like Renzi says it best. This is how I put milk in the fridge for my kids. So this is how Stacy and I are able to, unfortunately, have so many children. And we just let our story be our brand of what we do. Like we're not just selling plush because we have a bunch of plush, or I'm not selling clothes because I like women's clothes and I'm a serial killer. This is how we keep the lights on. So if
It's
you
not
buy
like you're
from
dressing like a woman while you're selling.
yeah, no.
I mean, that's an angle.
That could be appealing.
If it works, it worked for Terry Crews. It could work for me. I try to make sure that I connect with people and I let them know, like, when you buy something from us, you are helping for us to feed our kids, and that we don't take that lightly. We always try to engage with everybody in the chat, and make everybody feel like they are part of it. That's why we call it the Flip the World Army. Like, everybody in the show, whether they're buying something or they're just hanging out, they're part of that 2 hour block we do of just like unwinding and detaching from the world and hanging out.
Jeff ain't lying. Somebody come buy this damn shirt for me.
We gotta make that big, Ryan. Hang on a second.
That's a nice little mansion with the halo. Oh yeah.
I wasn't born with enough middle fingers.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It is.
So when you were selling,
It's not a
out the
cheap
bins,
one.
When you sell from the bins, obviously you're not washing your stuff. Do you wash your stuff before you sell it on Whatnot, or is as is?
No, we sell it as is, unless it's something that I think like we could really, one oxybath would bring the value up. Like so I don't have anything on hanger, but we have a vintage. Stacy found a vintage men's Coach polo, and it's blue with a white stripe going across the chest, and it says Coach, and it was a little dingy. So she's like, let me just wash this one before you take a photo of it, because it'll if we can get an extra $5 because you washed it. So some things yes, but most of the time it's
As is.
as is. Wash it, wear it. If we happen to sell electronics, I'll test them to the best of my ability. Unless I don't know what it is, I'll just make sure it turns on, make sure there's nothing shaking, no corrosion. I try not to sell a lot of electronics, hand cameras, stuff like that I'll mess with, but like bigger stuff I don't want to deal with. I sold a golf club last week and I just regretted it immediately once I had to go figure out how to build a box. But there's people that kill it. They sell nothing but golf clubs on Whatnot and they crush.
Yeah, like J-Red flips.
Yeah, just not my thing. I think Caleb Sells is like I just saw an ad on Instagram where he's like, "Hey, if you have golf stuff, sell it to me for Whatnot." I'm like, "Good luck, buddy."
Those golfers have money.
Yeah, I almost canceled the damn order when I had to build the box. I was like, "Nah, this isn't even worth it."
Yeah, Franken box is bullshit.
Yeah, I know. And then I had like 4 of the priority shoe boxes taped together like this giant box, and I was like,
we
this
sell
works.
Fisher Price little people sets, and a lot of times he has to Frankenbox because
I'm getting pretty good at it.
Because just some of it you can't unscrew and take apart and just make it fit in the box. Like it's a pain in the ass. But when we're doing a show for 4 hours and make $1,200, make the fucking box. Thank you.
I think that would actually be a popular like TikTok or a YouTube Shorts is watching someone create Franken boxes to ship stuff, because it is an art. If you have to ship something that they don't sell a box for, I'd watch that. Because I watch it and be like, when I make one, I'm like, God, I hate all of this. And then when I'm done, I'm like, I did that shit.
Self-taught. I've never watched a video on how to do it. I just figured it out.
Yep.
So,
Well, I just wanted to intervene real quick. Just wanted to introduce ourselves to you, buddy. I'm sorry we were late. We got screwed over with internet, so I've been on the phone battling with those guys. So sorry we're late, but great to meet you. Thank you guys for coming on. But just want to let you know we're sorry for being so late. So.
Oh, no problem at all, man, and I appreciate it. And I thank you guys because you guys rate us quite a bit too. So,
you. I love your shit, man. You're a hell of a guy to watch. We love your shows, man. You keep doing what you're doing. You make us laugh. And I know a lot of people. We always talk about knew who you were when we were talking about our podcast show. So we love your shows. We appreciate you, and we were very thankful you accepted our invite. So thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure. When I saw the name of the podcast, I was like, oh, I have to be on this show.
You're the perfect person. This podcast was made for folks like yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, man, they're speaking my language.
So do you do shows daily? What does that look like?
So what I like to do is I'm a big proponent of training your audience. I used to say, you got to teach them like they're dogs, which people didn't like that for some reason, but it's the only way I could explain it. Is so I just create a show for every day of the month and let people build bookmarks. And then if we have something come up, I just move that to the following month, but I still save those bookmarks and then they get a notification to the show move. So right now we're averaging about 4 or 5 shows a week. 2 hours. I mean, when you say 5-6 shows a week, everybody's like, oh, you're working too much, but it's really 2-hour shows. I've got shipping down to a science where I can do it in like an hour and a half. So digging is really the only, and that's the fun part. So we try to do 5, but if we got baseball, if we have the kids have something, then obviously we're going to pick that first. That's why we love doing this, is we could just be like, oh, the kids want to go, or we got baseball game Saturday. All right, no show. And I'll just
There's so much freedom in reselling. There really is.
For sure. Or it's like, hey, we want to take the kids to Great Wolf Lodge next month. All right, well, let's add an extra show a week, and then there it's paid for.
Yep, very smart.
We went to Disney for Christmas last year from Whatnot.
Yeah, sure did.
Luckily, the younger ones have, hopefully, we were doing this thing where we had to go to Disney every year, and I am not a Disney dad.
Sure you are. Look at you.
Too many people, head on a swivel, not comfortable, sweating.
I don't think it's the kids so much. It's the Disney adults you got to watch out for. Those are hardcore fuckers there.
Yeah, I call them pedophiles, but yeah, Disney adults.
I mean,
I'm walking around looking like this. My boobs are making smiley faces with sweat. I'm just not having a good time.
Yeah.
But then every time the kids look at me and they're smiling, I have to be like,
yeah, you gotta lie to them.
Yeah. They're like, can we do that one again? And I'm like, I'm gonna throw up.
The things we do for our kids.
Yeah. So this year, They opened up a Great Wolf Lodge like an hour from here, and they've really been into it, and it is way cheaper than Disney. So we've gone a couple times, and it's cool because if you stay the night, you get the next day. You can the water park until it closes.
Another little trick.
So
We go there all the time too when our kids. So another trick. You're going to plan on staying 3 days. Only book 2 because they'll send you that slip under your door and say, hey, you have 24 more hours if you would like it here at a discounted rate. So you get that 3rd day a lot cheaper because they get you to stay that. So only book 2 if you want to stay 3, and they'll give you that 3rd day real cheap.
Oh, genius. That is awesome. Because that's what we were talking. We're like, hey, we should actually stay a little bit longer. But
yeah.
Nice.
We learned that trick.
The second time
Saved us a lot of money over time. So play that little tidbit. That'll help you out save it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, they've been really They love it that it's indoors, the water's warm.
Yeah.
So it's just,
well, we know why the water's warm, but
yeah, I know. Mostly because of me, but yeah. We've been going. We go to during the week, or we'll schedule it during the week for whatever reason. No, the schools just don't teach anymore. I don't know. There's a lot of days off.
Yeah.
So they just had a new one. They just added this year, 10 days off for autumn break in October.
Autumn break.
Wow.
Yeah, it's new. This is the first
Never
year.
heard what the hell is autumn break?
I don't know because they only have like 8 more days, and then they're off for another 11 for Thanksgiving.
Nope.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to, now that we have the schedule, we've been trying to book more stuff. So that, again, that's the freedom of Whatnot, where we can just be like, hey, what do we want to do? All right, well, this many shows covers all the bills. So we just add a show a week, and that'll cover that. That way everything's paid for, done.
So you source in the morning and the shows at night, or do you, because you said you start 0 every day, right?
Yeah, we start 0 every day, so we'll source tomorrow. We went today for 2 hours. We got stuff that I've already pre-listed for tomorrow just to try and get some. I like to already have my money back before I start my show, so I pre-bid stuff so I can start getting bids on it.
Right.
And that way I've already made my buy cost before I even start the go live button, and then everything's green after that. So we source today, and then we'll go tomorrow for about 2 to 3 hours. But when they close the first time, which is at 11:30, we won't go back after. We'll just go home, and that'll be enough for a longer. So tomorrow's show will probably be like 3 hours because it'll be 2 days worth of digging. And then I think we'll be off Saturday because I think I think it's our neighborhood only allows 4 yard sales a year, so I think it's this weekend. So I know she's going to want to clear out kid stuff. Oh, thank God.
Do you source outside of your area? Have you gone to other states to bins to try them out to see?
Houston's only had the Goodwill bins for like 5 years now. Before that, we would actually have to drive to San Antonio, which was the closest bins, and we would do that like once or twice a month. Beyond that, Houston has like 128 thrift stores.
Jeez.
So we were on a schedule. On Mondays, we went to these 12. On Tuesdays, we went to these 12. Wednesday, we would just have a route.
Oh my God, Christine, that would be great.
Yeah, we had a route that we would do, and then the managers would know. And so, not that they would give us any kind of discount or they would give us any favoritism, but they knew Flip the World was coming on Wednesday. Flip the World always buys shoes and jeans. They would make sure that the store was stocked with what we wanted.
That's nice.
And we would spend money. So, but
Is that
now
what they do?
the bins.
Do they do that for? Do they do that for Paul Cantu and his vintage T-shirts?
So Paul does have he's done this for years. Paul's awesome. He's built up a crazy following. But Paul always drops videos on Tuesday or Wednesday because restock day is the next day. And nobody ever questioned it early on, but I know Paul, so I'd be like, man, it's kind of funny that every time you do your video, your thrift haul drops, you're live inside the store and there's no customers. I've never been in a thrift store with no customers.
Right.
And so he does have private access sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah, which, I mean, he's the first reseller that almost has 1 million subscribers. So
Yeah.
he's kind of earned it.
Yeah. Damn.
Jeff wants to know, do your kids resell?
Emma loves, so they're all artists. I don't know where they got it. I mean, I guess I'm an artist because I play guitar, but they're all like drawing, painting artists. Like, I don't know how. And in fact, he's probably asleep, so he won't hear this. But Christian, just for the second year in a row, we have the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo in February. It's the largest rodeo in the world. They have a huge art exhibit. This is the second year in a row he's been selected to send art.
That's awesome.
That's
Nice.
fantastic.
To be in their big art contest. He did it last year and he just got nominated this year, so he's going to do that. But yeah, so Emma will buy her blank canvases, or she'll use her chore money and buy blank canvases and paint stuff, and then I'll run them on the show. And she's come on a few times and run. So, but they don't, as far as like going to the thrift, no, unless, because if they go, they want to shop for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mom already does that when we're at the bins, so. I don't want to bring a bunch of stuff home that I can't make money off of.
Yeah.
But they
Makes
all
sense.
they all get their stuff mostly from, except for the older ones start getting a little, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ours
Yeah.
won't touch it.
Yeah.
It's like touching a dirty ass diaper. He's like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with Emma with the birthday, I think she really saw like the power of it, and so her brain's turning sometimes. She's like, "You guys need any help? You need help at the thrift?" And I'm like, "Ah."
Mhm.
That's good.
So that's one thing. The only reason, because people are like, why I don't make a lot of YouTube videos anymore, if I do any. And the reason is I stream for like 20 hours a week.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like
That's what
I give it all out there. Like if anyone asks me a reselling question, I answer it. I do a whatnot reselling Q&A with Ryan Renzi every other week on there. So it's like a podcast about whatnot, for whatnot, on whatnot. I just made videos when I first started. I was just making videos so when I'm dead, if my kids need to make a quick buck, they can go, "Oh yeah, Dad used to do something. How do I do this?" They'll have the instruction manual there for them, because it's not going to change. Reselling is really simple: buy low, sell high.
Exactly.
What's the best flip you've ever had, Chris?
Not
I've
the
done a
DCO.
double gainer before. With a 360 split. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you Rodney Dangerfield by chance?
Yeah. No, the last time I tried to do any kind of spinning off a balance beam, I broke my leg in like 16 places. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, fat doesn't fall well. I don't know if anybody's ever told y'all that.
We don't bounce. In case anybody's wondering, we don't bounce.
No, God, no.
We just land harder.
It just hurts. Everything hurts. I raced my 9-year-old. I told him I was faster than him. He's like, "Prove it." So we went outside and did a 40-yard, and he beat me. I smoked him, but my leg still hurt, and that was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And Stacy said I looked like I was running full speed, but going nowhere. But in my brain, I was flying.
Yeah, our son is Fat Flash.
Yeah.
biggest flip would be non whatnot. It would be, I found a prosthetic leg, hip, all the way up to the hip
Wow.
at the bins, and we sold that for $650. We found a digital retina scanner, like for your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I sold that to a optometrist for $1,500.
Yeah.
And we found I'm gonna ruin this one, a cerebral palsy teenager, like a walker to help them walk. It looked like this huge metal contraption like Doc Ock would wear, and it had like a brace that you would put the kid in, and then it could walk around like without falling. They had it at the bins, and I was like, "What is that?" And they're like, "We don't know. It's $20." And so I took a picture of it, and it said what it was, and I was like, $20, I'll take it. I had it listed for $3,000. I got a sob story from a lady in California, so I sold it to her for $1,600. And it cost me like $80 to ship, so it wasn't that. But those are like the three crazy ones.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I sold a vintage Indian motorcycle leather jacket to Harry Tornado and whatnot for like $600. I think that's our biggest sale on whatnot.
Wow.
Nice.
And I think he used all his free whatnot credits to buy that. So
That sounds like Josh. That sounds like
not to
Joshua.
call him out or anything.
Now with you reselling, do you still have time to play guitar and play your music? I don't know if you've been asked that yet. See, I don't know what you've all been asked yet, but that's what I wanted to ask. We love music, and my brother plays in bands.
Yeah, we played a show. What is this? We're in November. We played a show in August. I think we have one coming up in December, just like a little end of the year thing. And we do have 4 demo tracks that we're working on for a new EP that we're kind of messing with right now. So yeah, that's kind of gotten easy because it's been the same guys for 20 something years now. So we all know how to write and what we like. And our other guitarist moved to Richmond, so he's in Virginia now. And our drummers in Corpus and me, the bass player and the singer, we're all still here. So what we do is he'll record some riffs, send them to us in a Google Drive. I'll throw in some. The bass player will throw in some ideas, and then we just kind of mix it that way instead of going into a studio or a practice space like we used to. So
Yeah,
we've got it all kind of in sync, and then once we have the formation of what we want to do, then we'll schedule like recording time and get it knocked out.
Very cool. Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's still like a pretty big outlet. That's always been like the mental therapy, other than like going to the gym or like I used to do like kickboxing and stuff, and then I just turned into a guy that would go to a bar and be like, yeah, somebody's getting it tonight. I learned a new move.
Roadhouse. Whose throat am I whipping
exactly.
out?
Everywhere I
tonight?
went, I thought I was Dalton. Everywhere.
Yeah.
But Patrick Swayze Dalton, not this new one that I refuse to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes the bins can be a workout though, because
it's people that say resellers are not working. They've never tried it.
Oh no, for sure, and especially when you're in like 100,000 square foot warehouse with no AC in Texas. And this one, the new one that we go to with no AC, it opened in June, so it's like prime hot. So
man, those subscribers of body odor must really.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty. I think they need to bring. I'm very anti-mask, but I think we should bring them back in the summers at the bins. Just saying. I was taking like 2 and 3 shirts. I was like, I'm gonna have to swap. I personally can't walk around with a shirt that's so wet it looks like I'm at a water park. So like I just go to the car and I'd have to change shirts, and then of course people were bringing coolers full of drinks and they don't let you bring them in, so they're going to their car and hydrating. And then of course Goodwill got smart and they bought some drink things, and now they sell cold drinks. So
at our bins there's like a full-on buffet. Like if Ellie's still in here, she'll tell you. There's a group of people that come in that source together, and they're eating out of pots.
It's like a communal. It's like a communal pot, like that they eat out of.
Did you just say in the cart?
Yes, there's food in the cart. They are making food, and they're just like they're sourcing, and then they're eating, and then they're sourcing, and then they're eating, and I'm just like,
I need to wash my damn hands before I eat.
There's a lady when they close the store. There's a lady in the parking lot that pops her trunk and she sells like plates and tacos and stuff like that. But you're talking about in the bin? That's crazy.
Yeah, and they're usually the clothes resellers, the ones that go after the clothes, the purses, all that. They're in a line and they're all eating out of one communal pot. I can't make this shit up. I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
Or a lot of times they'll go, because like Chick-fil-A is right around the corner from where our bins are, and sometimes there's local food trucks.
Love it.
They go, they bring the food in, and they're all eating out of the same.
So
I'm all about sharing, but I know I wash my hands when I use the facilities and a few rotations, because you get the shit on your hands. The last thing I want to do is have someone come up and like, no, thank you.
So our bins doesn't allow food. They allow drinks only. Food, no food. They stopped. They used to let food in, but then like the vintage kids would just leave it and then throw it in the bins, and then people would just throw it in the bins. And then all of a sudden there's mice in the bins, and then you'd hear people screaming. And you're like, why are they screaming? Oh, there's a rat in the bin. And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of what happens. So there's no food allowed, but everybody eats in the parking lot. And yeah, that's crazy though. A communal food pot. I mean, I eat candy that I find in purses, but I would never eat out of a communal pot.
Well, does
Like,
it
this
have
is
a,
vintage.
does
This
it
is
have a
awesome.
wrapper or no wrapper? If it doesn't have a wrapper,
Oh yeah,
probably
if
got
it's
much
wrapped,
better
if it's
flavor.
wrapped up, yeah, if it's wrapped up, and I used to do it live just because it was part of the whole live at the bins. I'd be like, all right, guys, next up, you're getting this purse and everything that's in it except for there's a Werther's
Branded mint.
original. I gotta try this.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't. Yeah, no, I would.
Yeah, if it happens again, I'll take a picture and we'll send it to you. But like, yep, communal.
You know how
pots
there's
and-
that? Have you ever been to the website peopleofwalmart.com?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a peopleofgoodwillbins.com, and then we should just, without them knowing, take pictures of certain things because we actually have a. Maybe not 6'5", but I think he's probably like maybe 6'3", 6'4" with heels for sure. That comes dressed very opposite.
Interesting.
Yeah. Heels is a true story. And I'm just like, right on. I think I see something hanging out of the bottom of your skirt there, buddy.
That's
good.
awesome.
I love it.
So some bin drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Uh,
vintage bro and this old lady. I guess she was first in line, and then he had a spot, and his cart was there saving his seat. So she moved his cart and took a seat, and he freaking lost it.
Oh yeah, see, they don't
And
even
her
let
whole
us
thing
sit
was,
down.
I was first in line. I was first in line. That doesn't mean you get choice of everything in the whole freaking place.
yeah.
Yeah,
And he wasn't standing down. He was
wasn't.
like,
He put his
and
chair right next to her,
yeah.
put his cart right in front of her, sat there, looked at his phone until the next rotation, and they went back and forth the whole entire time.
And that's the reason that that's that timeout generation, and that's why we need to start beating our children because they don't know any goddamn respect. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Too many timeout babies that don't realize that life doesn't work that way. But so our bins doesn't allow you to sit down. If you sit down, they literally come and tell you to stand up. You can't sit down.
Oh,
No
wow.
sitting. No sitting.
Oh, we
So
have
what we
kids
do-
that play on the floor.
Oh yeah. Well, our
There's speed
bins.
bumps.
The bins in
bumps.
San Antonio is no children under 16.
Oh my god,
Oh, fantastic.
that would be great.
Yeah. Our bins
I-
allows children, but they're not allowed on the flips.
I would love for it to be 15 and older with an ID. And
Yeah.
I say this because not because yes, the kids do get in our way for sure. It's just it comes down to a safety thing because they find the scooters and they're riding around. I had the other day we weren't even at the bins. We were in another thrift store and they had Nerf guns and they were shooting each other through and I got hit and I was like
I was recording
"Motherfucker."
at the time. So there's a recording of me being that dad parenting someone else's child. And I had a flashback to my childhood thinking to myself, if you went out of line for 1 second in your neighborhood back then, everybody would tell you about yourself.
I know.
You get a licking from them. And then when you got home, your parents would find out
Yeah,
you got a
aunties
licking
and
from your
uncles are
parents.
whooping ass.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, they went and sat in the chairs and their asses didn't get up after that.
I blame my whole spanking fetish on my parents.
That's one way to look at it.
I think that would be great just from a perspective of like safety because there's been kids that we've been in the bins before and a mother has put her child in the bin next to me with just a diaper on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
there's like broken glass.
Broken glass and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
You never know.
We've
Go right to the diaper.
watched a lady put a kid in the bin to change a diaper.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
wonderful.
I
Yeah.
just-
I always
And leave the
anytime I see
diaper in
a
the
kid
bin, right?
Left the diaper.
Right.
Anytime I
they
see
look
a
at
kid
you
in the
like,
bin, I'm always
"What?"
like, I was like, is this for sale? But no, as far as you talking about somebody saying like I was here first, I'm claiming this. We actually, Stacy was telling me last week there was obviously it was her first time at the bins, but she was lined up on a new row next to Stacy, and she's like, just so everyone knows, I'm gonna get that and that, and I'm getting
Oh,
that.
no.
And Stacy was like, you're about to
Yeah.
get an elbow in the face.
Yeah, that makes me want it more.
So just
Throw
like
those bows.
yeah, just to teach her how the bins work, Stacy got all that stuff. No.
Right?
Yeah, so yeah, you can always tell who's new. Usually they walk in and they go, oh, well, what is this?
Yeah.
And what is that smell?
Oh
Yes.
dear.
See, that's the problem that I have is that we've been going to the bin so long that I don't even smell the
Smell
smell.
it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What's
Yeah,
funny is
that clothing can get ripe.
you
Yeah.
start seeing everybody nonchalantly start getting in. I guess they start trying to push their way through. It happens to us up where we go now. It's like they wait till that shift change and they're pretending they're looking in the bins. Next thing you know, they're trying to push their way in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day we were playing bumper cars because me and this one boy, he kept trying to cut it. I was literally just bumped his ass around the corner and just kept going. It's like, I know the game now. I'm not a
Oh, for
rookie.
sure.
So-
Once you know the rules, I always tell people like the bins is kind of like prison. There's different cliques.
Yes.
There's there's unwritten rules that are not goodwill rules. They're just bins people rules. They're regular rules. And then you can always tell who's the new fish. It's their first day. They don't know the rules.
Yep.
Like you'll have somebody show up at
they
like
just stand there watch you like, what's going on?
you'll have somebody come in at like 2:00 in the afternoon and be like, excuse me, there's no cart. I need a cart. Where are the carts? It's like, oh, you poor thing.
Yeah.
You must be new here.
Yeah. It's like, come here, put your hand in my pocket. I'll teach you what's about to happen.
It's like our guy that comes. He gets there early. He gets out. He puts a rock in front of the door, and then he goes back and he sits in his car. And he said, "That's my rock."
He
I
thinks
go in
he's the
first.
shit. He thinks
Yeah.
he runs this place, and if you're in his way, he tries to knock you over out of the way and tries to flip shit in on you. And it's just like, dude, chill out, man.
I move rocks and water bottles all the time.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, what is this? This is oh, that's my place. Oh, well, your place is over there now because now I'm here. Because I'm a body and not a rock. That doesn't work. Because if that was the case, then I'll just, as soon as I leave every day, I would just put a rock at the door and be like, that's my place for tomorrow.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because the Goodwill, well, what happens is if they start doing too many water bottles outside, the manager will come out and be like, tell an employee, hey, go clean all those up. We can't have the outside of our store looking like that. And they'll just pick them all up and chunk them. And then everybody will be like, no, that was my place in line for 12 o'clock when you kick us out. But our managers don't play. They ban people. They will kick you out. They definitely don't like the vintage kids. They don't like the just hanging around 8 hours and buying 2 shirts. But the new location is weird because they have the only place in the store that you can test electronics is in the bathrooms. It's the only place in the whole store with outlets. So if you have to use the bathroom and there's somebody testing like 6 Roombas, you're just like, you can leave them plugged in, but could you get out? I'll let you know if it
Pray to
starts.
God they don't have a toaster.
Oh God, yeah.
That's awesome.
I was like, why is there a line to the bathroom? Like, oh, they're all testing electronics. I'm like, oh.
So you said they close your bins and reopen them, right? So is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So they do that. If you have not been to St. Louis, I highly suggest you venture out there sometime. They do that there too. And they have 2 separate bin locations within 20 minutes of each other. And they do 9 to 1, close until 3, reopen to reset. So they change out all the bins.
Oh,
and
nice.
then you go back in at 3. So it's great because you're a clothes reseller and I want to go for toys and plush. So we're not going to combine and we're not going to, get each other's way because it's already out there. So whatever's out there is what you're going to be able to get.
There's no FOMO.
There's no FOMO of missing out on something, waiting for a rotation, people getting and just standing in your way because you all have to just go. So
nice.
That's
buddy,
really good.
My buddy Marcus Dixon's Pickens, he used to make whatnot. He used to make Goodwill Bins content up there in St. Louis. So, but I didn't know they closed for 3 hours. Yeah, so ours is weird. They open at 8, they close at 11:30, and they reopen at 12. What they do in that 30 minutes is nothing.
Motherfuck you all.
They just pick the stuff up. They just pick the stuff up that's been thrown on the floor and they put it back in the bins. And they will rotate 1 or 2 rows. They don't do the whole store. Literally, the only reason they do it is to get the loiterers out. They just like, hey, we're going to get your money. And if you don't come back, great. If you do come back, you can buy more stuff. But we want whatever you've got in your cart, we want you to pay for it now. Which, again, I tried to bring it to their attention. I was like, hey, I'm not that guy anymore. But if somebody knew that there was 100 cars in a parking lot that's not supervised, full of stuff, you might have a problem that you don't have resources to handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chris, this is the time in the podcast where we usually open things up for questions from the chat. So, if you have a question for Chris, Flip the World, Texas, this is your chance to ask him. He's a captive audience.
Or is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to get out there before we?
Yeah.
Circumcised.
Perfect.
What do you think?
I was not asked. I wasn't given an option. I'm just kidding.
Lucky wife.
That is also the most painful place I've been tattooed, just so everybody knows.
Nice.
Crazy.
Do you rub Ben's dirt on the cowboy boots you find? I try to make. Yeah, you must have got a very dirty pair of boots from me. That's proof right there that I don't clean anything. I sell it as is. I think I wore those and went running in the mud. Yeah.
I think we call that patina in the business. Call
Yeah,
that patina, right?
just, occupational hazard. No, we sell everything as is. We don't want to. I don't want to. The last thing I would want to do is like try to clean something and not know what I'm doing and then mess it up and be like,
Mess
oh,
it up.
God, now I got to cancel this. How close are you to your yearly goal and whatnot? I think right now we should fall. We're probably within $2,500 either way.
Nice.
That's very good.
That's definitely attainable.
I'm pretty anal about numbers, like to a point where Stacy gets real annoyed.
Well, the other day I thought about you when we were at the bins because I found some cash, and I remember you were live when you pulled that wad of cash out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I found a whopping $5.
Awesome. Hey, any money is free money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean, how come you staged that?
What?
A lot of people always assume that.
Yeah, I staged it for $5, Amanda. Yep.
They're like, oh,
That's all he had at the
I'm
time.
hard up for viewership. I staged it for $5.
they do that all the time. They're like, oh, you staged. I see that in my video, my comments on YouTube, like stage just for views, and I'm like, yep, those 37 views. That's all for you, buddy.
What a paycheck.
Awesome.
I make like what's crazy is I still make like $100 a month on YouTube, even though I make zero content on YouTube. But it's still always people commenting just the worst stuff on my old videos, which I love because my main thing is I just troll people.
Yeah.
So, and then I post my trolls on Instagram.
Right.
I'm not like a lot of the resellers that just ignore it, or they're like, oh, I'm only going to focus on the positive. Like, I like getting in the mud.
Mhm.
Nice.
Like a good battle.
Yeah, let me see. I think I have it up here in my little. Yeah, so this is the one that I found live. Make sure it's. Yeah, we're good. There it is.
Oh,
Snuck it out of there.
Yeah, it was in a suitcase. I was like, hey, I'm buying the suitcase and everything inside of it. I took it to a pawn shop, had them run the numbers. It's clean, so it's mine now. It's a little pocket carry. 1978 Freedom Firearms.
very
It's a
cool.
nice little 5-shot, a little 22 long.
Cool.
That's awesome.
It's probably
Yeah.
missing evidence from somewhere.
That's Texas for you.
Yeah, I mean it's worth like $300, but I'd rather keep it. I like it. It's
The
cool.
story itself is worth more than that. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's the kind of one that if you have to pull it out, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, you're just gonna make me mad." I'm like, I know.
You're gonna scramble your insides. Looks like Chrissy has a comment. She would like to know what you do for fun.
Mostly Stacy. We go to movies a lot. We like to just go and sit in the dark and watch movies. Honestly, when the kids are at school or at daycare and we get done with the bins at like 11:30. I don't have to start shipping until like 4, and then I'll be done with shipping, and then I can get everything preloaded for the show. So we have that's another reason I like doing the night shows is when we were going live from the bins, our whole day was like work until we got the kids. Now we have the ability to have like a 5-hour in the middle of the day where we can just be like, hey, we've got no kids, we have no jobs, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
It's like a little mini date every day. So
That's
movies, we'll go hike outside if it's nice. We do the gym. Honestly, it's mostly movies. We like movies.
What's your favorite movie?
I'm the last one that I saw that I was really like was Bring Her Back. It was
Ryan's with
disturbing.
Brokeback Mountain, just so you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to bring her Brokeback Mountain, but I want to see a remake of that movie, but like the opposite of White Chicks. I like thrillers. I like horror. I like stuff that makes me want to throw up. What did we see? What did we see last? That I was like, what are we watching? They shaved the girl's head. Bagognia.
We saw previews for that.
They
Yeah.
shaved
What
Emma
was it?
Stone's head because they think she's
Yeah,
an
we just saw the preview for that the other day. What the hell
so
was
we
that?
went and saw that one. I won't spoil it. It was
I can't
decent.
remember the name of it.
I left confused, which is usually a good thing.
They're talking about when you got detained. So someone's asking a question about what running with the law we had.
Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, they're probably talking about the bins. So yeah, obviously I got into it at the bins. I've been arrested at the Alamo.
Oh, they're asking about me.
Oh, they're asking about you.
Yeah.
Well, wait, Chris, I think they're asking about Amanda's running with the law.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
It didn't. It didn't.
Which one?
So both times, nothing
Both
happened
times.
other than I probably almost shit my pants. So the first time was when I took my son to DC for a trip, just the two of us, and I literally was trying to go to Dunkin' Donuts, and I ended up on a federal communications base.
It's like CIA.
It's like really, really like nope. Common people are not allowed there.
They're like, sorry, man.
Yeah, I thought they were waving me to come, and they weren't. They were waving me to leave, and I ended up having cops in front of me with patrolling the car with guns. That was fun.
I just wanted some munchkins.
I really just wanted Dunkin' Donuts, and it was in. They have one inside this building, but it's not for public use, so it shouldn't even be on the fucking GPS. But it was.
Amen.
It was, and then he's like, if you go past that booth, it's gonna be a worse day for you. So I was like, okay. I whipped that shit around and I was out. And then the second time was I was actually visiting Gulf Coast, and I left at like 5 a.m. to the airport, and I said to Christine, I should probably put my license up front with me in case I get pulled over.
You jinxed yourself.
10 minutes after I left their house, I get pulled over because I didn't have tail lights because I didn't have the right switch on the lights. It was a rental. I had no idea. So that's why they always say, how many times you got pulled over, what you're running with the law. Like that's happened to me literally twice now.
Yeah, see, if you don't have your taillights on here, that's like a dead giveaway. You're trafficking something, humans, drugs, something.
I shouldn't have said anything, but that's what happened. But I will say the federal detaining was funny afterwards, but at the time I was like, listen, my husband works for the State Department. Like, if somebody comes back, like, I'm gonna be shocked. Like, just fucking let me go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst is when you might have something. When they're like, I'm just gonna go ahead and run everything. Everything's cool. Just hang tight. Everything comes back clean. You're gonna be good. And then you're sitting there going, is everything gonna be coming back clean?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That actually happened.
That happened to Bob.
So we were going into. I worked for NASA for a while, and we were going on base here, Redstone Arsenal, and there was a young kid with us, and they were running our IDs to get us day passes to go on base. Well, they run this kid's ID, and comes back. He was convicted of murder. Spent 20 years in prison. Served his time. Did his time. Wrong place, wrong time. He didn't do anything serious, but most places,
I know you're talking about.
if you're there in the commission of a crime, you're just as guilty as the person that
Correct.
is. So you're culpable. So nothing like serious, but he did do 20 years, and we had no idea. So that was an interesting day to say.
That was a way to find out.
So
Like, well, this
you
is gonna
just
be a
never
fun
know.
car ride.
So
Nice.
yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen people go at it at the bins a couple times, get loud and like throw hands over
throw
purses
hands
and shit.
Yeah.
But me personally, I've never. Well, I did snatch a DS video game out of someone's hand, and just for the principle fact that they reached in front of me, turns out it was an empty case. But I mean, I was a little bitch about that, and I don't shop media. I have no business being in a media bin. And I was like, honestly, I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe Ryan would like that. And
It was-
I went, he's like, really, lady? And I was like, bitch, you touched it. I had it first. And it was an empty case. So we both fought off something that was completely no value. So
Sometimes you just gotta let a motherfucker know, you know.
You gotta stand your ground. You gotta stand your ground out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's mean on
sometimes
them streets.
sometimes you just gotta let a little Samuel L. Jackson come out, you know.
Yep.
Jeff
Um,
wants to know about the rag house, Chris.
Okay, so yeah, because Jeff was buying a lot of stuff from the Rag House. So what we learned about the Rag House is Japan owns most of the rag houses here in Houston, and what I mean by that is they're the number one customer. Japan, Thailand, they are buying up all of the Y2K, all of the vintage, all the Carhartt, all of the vintage Levi's, taking it over there and then selling it back to us dumb Americans for a hike up. Because we'll buy it, even though it's all here. And so what was happening was they were bringing us bales and they were cracking them. And then we would sit there and dig through like 10,000 pounds of clothes to find 200 items to run on our show. But then we couldn't run those items until the Japanese contacts came up and went through those items and decided if they wanted them or not.
Oh, wow.
Because they're the number one buyer. So they get first dibs on
So you
everything.
did their dirty work by sorting through the shit.
And what happened was in the beginning, I was like, okay, well, this is just, what you got to do to get your foot in the door. It's very hard to get into a rag house. I was like, this is just what we got to do to get our foot in the door. And so we were doing it. And then what happened? We found like a bunch of stuff. And again, if you've ever been to a rag house, no AC. So we're dying. We're finding a lot. We found a lot. We've got like 4 Z-racks full of great stuff. And they took like most of it. And it was just one of those days where I was not having it. And I was just like, wait a second. Wait. We just dug for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just come and be like, yeah, we want this, and this. Are they paying me? Because I feel like I'm working for them for free. And like, well, that's just the way it is. Like, well, that ain't the way it is with me. And so we just called it. We literally I just grabbed we just left.
Yeah, because that's bullshit. Because they should be the first buyer there. Then they should be there doing the dirty work instead of waiting to show up when you guys do.
Yeah. I mean, and my money is just as green as theirs. And again, we were doing a deal where they gave us a space to do the shows there. And we were making them more money like daily than they were probably selling, but I was like, I can't do this anymore. I know this is going to end up with me losing it. So let's just call it a day here. And we're working with other people behind to try and have access. Like I just did 2 deals this week where I bought a bunch of Hokas and On Clouds from a potential as like a test buy to see what kind of product we can get from somebody. And then I also have a purse bundle that I just purchased from somebody that might be able to supply us with purses. I sent both of them the brand list that we're looking for and the conditions. And for stuff like that, if you're being picky, you got to pay up, which is something that people have to think about. At the bins, I'm going to find Hokas, but I might find 2 pairs a week. But if I can find somebody that'll give me 100 in the condition I want, obviously I'm going to have to pay up for that. And as long as I can make it work, it's just a thing.
Yep.
So those are 2 avenues we're trying again to expand because we got much larger goals going into next year. And I don't want to get to a point, I don't want to be in my 60s still digging at the bins. So
let's talk about that before we finish up. What's next for Flip the World Texas?
Just trying to expand, finding connects where we can get product. I don't want to go into new tags. I know a lot of people that started on Whatnot as used sellers have now moved to new tags and they're getting, pallets or they're doing wholesale and stuff like that. I just really think there is so much pre-owned stuff we live in the nation of
Hoarders.
It's everywhere. And I'm calling this Christmas is going to be the largest pre-owned Christmas ever, mainly because of tariffs, mainly because people just don't have money. They're going to be buying secondhand more than any other time in the last, I call it like 4 years. I think we're going to see a big spike on resellers starting probably this month and going into the first 2 weeks of December to finish off the year. I mean, I think this is going to be a huge Q4, and so I'm just trying to get all the stuff that I know that we've sold over this year to try and make it available to people to get it.
So with you working on these deals and potentially getting bulk, what does that look like for space for you? Are you going to get a storage unit? Would you do a warehouse space? Like are you just hoping to get it and move it quick enough where you don't have to worry about that?
It would be cool to have have enough stuff to where we could maybe not have to do go to the bins every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, we got 200 pairs of shoes. We'll skip the bins today and we'll just do a shoe show. I
How
don't want to
realistic is that for you though? Because of the FOMO, like, do you have FOMO though?
I personally don't, because I know that it'll sell.
Yeah.
But I also, I know you can't tell by looking behind me, but I also just hate stuff.
Right.
This is literally just like my studio. This is for whatnot, the decoration. It's just so people have something to look at. For the most part of my life, I'm a minimalist. Like I said, I have like the same black shirts since I was 10 years old. I have one pair of shoes. I have two pair. I have one for court, funerals, and weddings, and I have one that I wear every day. I have one pair of pants. That's it. I don't like the idea of paying to store stuff when I can just sell it, which is what we were doing with our 2 20x30s. We were paying like, almost $700 a month for it to just sit there and hopefully sell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to get to a point where there's a lot of office space here that we could get for like $500 a month, all bills paid, and just turn that into a studio where we run shows out of it. And then we could have like a separate room there that we just store I have one show, and then on a Z rack, we're prepping the next day's show. So that way it's already just rolling out, run the show. And then we're always just one day ahead, just to, just build a big circle like that. We'll never get to a point where I'm going to have somebody running the shows, because we've already tried to have a team, and people want to watch, unfortunately, people want to watch me. Because I'm the dancing idiot. I am the professional clown of Flip the World. So that's my role, and I don't want to relinquish it. Honestly, I love upsetting and entertaining people.
Yeah.
So where can everybody find you on socials? Let's talk about your handle on Whatnot. If you're not
everything's
signed
the
up for
same.
Whatnot,
It's all Flip the World TX. Some kid made 2 posts as Flip the World, and he hasn't used his account in 7 years, but I can't buy it from him, and he won't respond to my DMs, and Instagram won't give it to me. So it's Flip the World TX. On YouTube, it's just Flip the World. You'll see my big dumb face on any of those if you type in Flip the World. That's it. I don't do TikTok. I don't do any of that other stuff. Just Instagram, Whatnot, YouTube.
What time on Whatnot? So
7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, and I don't even think the West Coast is a real place, so I have no idea what time that is. Although our 4th oldest literally left 2 weeks ago. He's in San Diego for Marines basic training.
Nice.
Apparently we will be going to San Diego sometime in January for graduation. Yeah. We'll see how California likes me.
Oh yeah, that should be fun.
Oh, you'll fit right in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being on the podcast, Chris.
Oh man, this has been a blast. You guys can tell. I will talk ad nauseum about reselling, about Whatnot.
Well, you found the right people. We are your tribe, just so you know.
This is the other than music, this is the most thing that I've been passionate about, as far as like I finally found something that like isn't just a job that I do to support. It's like something I actually wake up and I'm like, I can't wait to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun, man.
It
blast.
affords you a lot of things, not just money, time, which is
Time
the
and
most.
freedom are the biggest
Yeah.
thing that I get out of reselling.
It's
The
a
money's-
finite resource, so it's
Yeah,
important
Well,
to.
and
The
you
money's
also
great.
get experiences too that you may not necessarily have gotten before because it affords you that
Yeah.
too.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I just want to remind people, if you can't be good at it. We appreciate you, Chris, for being on the podcast. We'll
Yeah,
get you
I'll
on the
thank all
next
of you.
one. So
Thank you. I feel like the Brady Bunch right now.
Yep.
right?
stick around, Chris. We want to say thank you one more time offline, but we appreciate you guys. Have a great night.